Sometimes, though, a single mineral makes up a rock. Minerals in many rocks are easy to see, but minerals can be very tiny as well. Minerals, unique in structure and makeup. Minerals are chemical substances commonly found on Earth. There are thousands of known minerals. However, only about 25 make up most types of rocks. Each mineral, whatever its location, has a specific chemical makeup. Its ingredients include elements, the most basic chemicals found in all matter. Minerals consist of one or more elements. And you see the two pictures here. It says minerals fit into 7 main groups based on their chemical makeup. Amateur geologists, which means beginner geologists, collect mineral samples like this galena for their beautiful colors and interesting crystal shape. Every mineral also has unique structure. It stays the same whatever the mineral size. This three-dimensional shape comes from the mineral's elements. Each one has its own building blocks called atoms. When elements combine in a mineral, their atoms arrange themselves in a specific way. The atoms in some minerals arrange themselves in an orderly pattern. These minerals take form as crystals. A crystal is a solid with many repeating flat surfaces. Minerals that do not form crystals grow in a less orderly way. Their atoms have a less orderly arrangement too. Rocks and minerals make different soils. Soil is a loose material found on the Earth's surface. It consists mostly of rock and mineral particles, but soil also contains the minerals of plant and animal life, known as organic matter. A top layer of soil covers most of the Earth's land. Soil also forms under rivers, lakes, and oceans. There are many different kinds of soil. Their look and feel often varies from place to place. The soil's rock and mineral particles play a big role in those differences. Factors such as particle size and chemical makeup affect the soil. So, answer each of the questions below. Use complete sentences and pay attention to grammar and punctuation, and use evidence from the text to support your answers. So, in the chart below, right here, we see, says chunk text, text-dependent questions, and evidence-based responses. So the chunk text is just parts of the text that we read earlier, and it's just putting it in a smaller form, and then it's asking you a text-dependent question. Remember, a text-dependent question means that your answer has to come from the text. So in the chunk text, it says rocks, minerals, and soil make up our solid earth. We depend on them every day. We use rocks, for instance, in all of our streets and highways. Our homes and buildings also contain rock. Minerals play a big role in our lives too. Coins and cell phones, computers and glass, all make use of minerals. Wires that carry electricity to our cities and towns contain minerals. So do pencils and toothpaste. The text-dependent question for this chunk of text is, what are 2 to 3 different ways that people use or interact with rocks and minerals? And then you're going to write your answer here. Remember, your answer has to come from the text. It doesn't mean copy directly from the text. You still have to put it in your own words, but it needs to come from the text. And you're going to do that for 1, 2, 3, for those 3 questions. Then you're going to move on to day 3, which is a second read or a reread for comprehension and to gather information. So you're going to go ahead, go back up to chapter 1 in the text and read rocks, minerals, and soil. in order to gather evidence and information that will support you in answering questions about the text and summarizing the main idea and the key details of the text. Okay, so you need to go back and reread the text, or you can rewind this video back and have me reread it for you. And you're going to use the annotation key below to mark up the text for information about what are rocks and minerals and how are they similar and different. If you have a highlighter or you have a pencil, go ahead and underline or highlight the parts of the text that answer those two questions. What are rocks and minerals, and how are they similar and how are they different? You're going to underline the major points. You're going to circle any keywords or phrases that are confusing or unknown. You're going to put a question mark that shows the questions that you have during reading. And you're going to write those questions in the margin, which makes margin notes. So if you have a question while you're reading, like, I wonder why this does this or this looks like this, go ahead in the corner of your page or on the back of your page, write that question down. And when you're done making your annotations, I highly recommend that you go to Google on your phone or your computer, and then you Google any of the keywords or phrases that you circled, because that means you don't understand them, so you can get the definition. And also you may Google your question. Why are crystals organized in an orderly structure? Google that. Okay, answer the questions below. Use the major points you underline to write a summary of the text. Use complete sentences and pay close attention to your grammar and your punctuation. Use evidence from the text to support your answers. Text-dependent questions. How are rocks and minerals the same? You're going to go ahead and write in a complete sentence, how are rocks and minerals the same, based on what you have now learned from the text. So you have to refer back to the text. Look at the things that you underlined, because you should have only underlined the major points, the most important details of the text that pertain to what are rocks and minerals and how are they similar and how are they different. The next question is, how are rocks and minerals different? And then a summary of what I learned. So write a summary of the text. You can use the following to help you get started. You can start with, this text is mainly about blah, 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 blah. Remember, consider the 5 W's, okay? The what, the where, the when, the why, the who, and the how when completing your summary. So when you're thinking about what you're going to write, and while you're writing it out, think about, am I answering the what? Am I answering the where? Am I answering the when, the why, the who, and the how? Day 4 is your exit ticket, writing in response to the text. Today, you will show what you've learned about rocks and minerals through your writing. You will learn about and practice supporting your topic sentence using relevant details from the text. Complete this writing mini lesson that will help you answer the prompt in the exit ticket. So, you can also find a mini lesson supporting today's learning on the DCPS YouTube channel. So strong writers begin each paragraph with a topic sentence. A topic sentence expresses the paragraph's main idea. The sentences that follow in the body of the paragraph give details that connect to the topic sentence. Let's look at an example to identify the topic sentence. We will find the sentences that do and do not connect to the main idea of the paragraph. For the sentences below, I circled the topic sentence. I placed a check next to the sentences that connected to it, and I crossed out the sentence that did not connect. She is always there when I need her. We like the same activities. Her family is very nice. Lisa is a great friend. So here's my thinking. It seems like all of the sentence must be talking about Lisa. So I think the best topic sentence is, Lisa is a great friend. I circled that for the topic sentence. Her family is very nice is an irrelevant detail, or a detail that is not connected to the topic because it isn't giving me more information about how or why Lisa is a good friend. So I crossed it out. So we see here that she's always there when I need her. We like the same activities. Her family is very nice. Lisa is a great friend. We circled Lisa is a great friend because that's the topic sentence, because all of the other sentences support it. Lisa's a great friend because she's always there when I need her, and we like the same activities. But her family is very nice. That doesn't support or help me understand why Lisa is a great friend. So I don't need it. So I crossed it out. So remember, if your sentences don't support the topic sentence or the main idea of your paragraph, you have to rethink it, cross it out, and write something else. So remember, when you answer a writing prompt, your topic sentence tells the main idea of the topic. The sentences that follow must always, always, always relate to the topic sentence. Now it's time to plan how you will complete your exit ticket. Okay? You're going to answer this prompt. Using what you've learned about rocks, write an essay that describes what rocks and minerals are and explains how they're similar and different. Consider the roles they play in our lives. Make sure to include evidence from the text to support your response. Plan your writing using one of the transitional outline organizers provided on the next 2 pages. Be sure to plan your topic sentences, plan your supporting ideas, and plan your concluding sentence, which is a sentence at the end that wraps up that wraps up each paragraph or wraps up the entire essay. Be sure to look at the example provided below. Here's the example, like before. Lisa's a great friend. So the first paragraph topic sentence says, Lisa is always there when I need her. If I have trouble, she always helps me. When I feel sad, she makes me feel better. She is a friend you can count on. Second paragraph, topic sentence. Lisa is a good listener. She never minds listening to my stories. She listens when I'm having a hard time. She helps me when I need to talk about things that are bothering me. Concluding sentence. I hope Lisa and I will be friends forever. You notice that each paragraph has its own topic sentence, but it all relates back to the main topic, which is that Lisa's a great friend. Each sentence after the topic sentence relates back to the topic sentence and to the main idea. So use either one, not both, of the transitional outline organizers down here. I suggest option 1 because it is the easiest and it mimics the example provided, which is more helpful, and use that to plan your essay. And remember, your essay is about describing what rocks and minerals are and explaining how they're different and similar. And you also want to discuss how they play a role in our lives. Okay? And remember to use evidence from the text. So according to the text, it says blah, 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 blah. And remember, great writers always go back and reread their writing. When you're done, definitely use the informative writing rubric. You can give that to your family members so they can check that to see if your development, your organization, or your language and conventions are all checked off and good to go. If you would like me to check this and see that you have done it, please go ahead and take a picture of your final essay, which is on this last page right here. You're only going to write on here when you are done with your graphic organizer. Everything looks great and your grammar and punctuation is on point. Go ahead and take a picture of that and send that to me. All right, once again, if you have any questions, you can always contact me via text message on my Google Voice number, which is on my teacher's page. Have a wonderful time. Have a great day. Have a great evening. And I'll be back with week 5. Bye.